Good morning, everyone. It's a rainy and grey November morning here in Switzerland, so I thought I'd give you an update on my astrophotography journey. Come with me. As you know, if you've been following me a little bit, I took until now all my pictures with this beautiful camera, my Canon 90D. I really love this camera. It did all it had to do for me during the day and during the night. And this used to be my planning software. It's an intervalometer that can tell the camera how long it should keep the shutter open and how many times it should repeat that. And this does wonders. And as you know, I am extremely happy what I could already achieve with this normal camera. I could capture many things I would never even have dreamt of being able to show. But with the red filter that any normal DSLR has, I was limited to the beautiful emission nebula that are so impressive in the night sky. So coming September, my birthday came around and I spread the word that there was something on my wish list I would really enjoy. And it really arrived. Let's talk about it. As I said, my birthday came around and I had spread the word that I was thinking about a specific upgrade for my astrophotography. So thank you, darling. Thank you, Joel, Livia, Melina. Thank you, Mom. And thank you, Max and Maggie. As you saw when looking at my setup, I didn't have a guide scope or a guide camera. I didn't have proper planning software. And so when ZWO started showing these cameras with integrated guiding sensor and ASI585MC AIR, I knew this was for me. Then I still wanted to keep things a little basic. This is a ZWO ASI585MC AIR, and the C stands for color and AIR, of course, for the integrated ASI585MC AIR. Not included was the power supply, which I had to get separately, and the connection from the camera to the mount, which I already had. This connection between the camera and the mount is important, because that's what makes this camera so appealing to me. It has a second little sensor that looks in the sky every 2 seconds to check if it's still at the exact same position, and otherwise gives its little signal to correct this. Of course, I immediately wanted to start shooting with my new toy, but the weather didn't really want to cooperate. But after a terribly rainy day, suddenly the clouds disappeared and the sky opened up, and I could take my first picture. I absolutely had no idea yet what I was doing, but if you look closely, you can see the Cygnus wall in the center. I loved it. But then poor me had to step on a plane and fly far away, where I had to look at other things in the sky. And I had to think of other things to do to have the time go by. Of course, I'm joking. We had a wonderful time, my wife, our youngest daughter, and I. And when we came back, we were greeted by an automatic cleaning robot. Sorry, I had to include this one.
but more important, by beautiful weather and some clear skies. So I could immediately continue my journey with this new piece of equipment.
Of course, some things are totally different and I had to figure out how it works. Polar aligning, for example, was analog. I looked through this little telescope here at the North Star, and with these knobs here I could change the direction until it was exactly where it should be. Same with focusing. I would just look at the screen of my camera, turn these knobs, and I would immediately see if the stars were better or worse.
Fortunately, there are many great tutorials on YouTube, by Peter Salinka, for example. So I learned that I had to look at the screen while it took a photo, then change the focus, wait a few seconds until it had taken another photo, then change the focus again. Same with polar alignment. It tells you which knobs you have to turn. You turn them, you wait a moment until it took another picture and did the plate solving, then you turn it again. It takes a little longer than before, but you really get used to it. And of course the good thing is, once you got everything set and the telescope pointing roughly in the area you want to shoot, you can go inside and do the rest in the warmth of the house. That's really neat. But what nobody told me, that the guiding is first doing a calibration. And that's what's happening when you take the first shots before the calibration is finished. But as you see in the following pictures, I got this figured out as well. The idea of this video is just to show you what I could capture for a start. And Chris from the YouTube channel Feldisulfid said when I sent him some more pictures, "It seems like you're a little boy in the candy store." And that's exactly how I feel. Especially in the first nights, I really jumped around from subject to subject just to see how it looks with this new camera. It was so much fun. And even with very little integration time, I am really impressed how much detail I can show. So let me walk you through some of the pictures I could take. Of course, I started with our closest companion, the moon. Next, I pointed the telescope at some planets. Of course, the setup is not really made for this, but I still tried. And when the 4 Galilean moons of Jupiter are so beautifully aligned, it's still very nice to look at. No need to introduce this planet, but even here I was able to catch the major moon called Titan. As I said at the beginning, I decided I wanted to move on to a dedicated Astrocamera because of these beautiful emission nebulae. These are patches of gas and dust that really glow in the night sky. We cannot see it with our eyes because our eyes are not meant to see color in the night and to do long exposures. You need a camera and a sensor to make them visible. Only one of many beautiful targets around this constellation that is rising up in the night sky in the northwest. Another cool target in this area of the sky is the ghost of Cassiopeia. It's part of an emission nebula, but the area in the right lower corner is more of a reflection nebula, which means that this gas and dust reflects the light of this bright star nearby. And this was the first target where I really tried to take profit of these long exposures that are now possible with the guiding included in the camera. And I also took the processing a little more serious. And the result just absolutely blew my mind. I just couldn't stop grinning when I looked at the picture. It's again part emission, part reflection nebula. And that's what I love about this hobby, being able to make all this beauty visible. This is IC1805, also called the heart of the heart, because it sits in the middle of the much larger Heart Nebula, also in the area of Cassiopeia. And this is what came out after I removed the stars. Far away from perfect, but still. Now I'll be quiet and just let you enjoy. Of course, I couldn't resist to point the telescope and the camera at these beautiful galaxies that are out there. This is M81, also called the Bodes galaxy, and this companion M82. And again, what is visible after just about half an hour of taking pictures is just incredible. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun with this new setup. Comets, of course, comets. There are comets in the night sky at the moment. For example, Z WO Lemon, an early morning target in October, now a beautiful evening target in the west. I had to. And already on the screen of my iPad, it just looked spectacular. When I combined about 20 pictures into one, you can hopefully see why I'm so fascinated by them. I hope you enjoyed the little tour through my first pictures, and I'll see you in the next one.